So I'm Dave Wallace, and I was born and raised in Southern California, and had a little bit of a religious upbringing and background, going to a denominational church, and I was raised in that atmosphere in about 4 or 5 years. And then, as most teenagers do, I reached 12, 13 years of age and determined that I was too cool for church. And in the years between junior high and high school, I basically deserted the Lord and did a lot of things that I'm not proud of between junior high and high school age. A lot of gory details of stuff I could go into, but many of my friends didn't make it to young adulthood. I sold a little bit of drugs on the side. I basically just turned my back on the Lord. There were kids that were coming to school and their lives were changing before me, and I could see there was a difference about some of these people. It infuriated me, and I couldn't really put my finger on it as to why it got to me so bad, but it really was the Spirit of God convicting me about their being bold for Jesus and you're not. And so, long story short, I ended up going to a church, a non-denominational church, and I had never heard the Bible taught that way before, and it changed my life. I fell under conviction and I gave my life to Jesus Christ. Jesus became real to me, and I knew that my sins were forgiven. Ended up getting married, met a girl in church, we got married, and we were married for 3 years, and that marriage dissolved and fell apart, and it was the most difficult experience of my life. The most painful time of my life was divorce. So here I was as a Christian man getting divorced, and I felt just worthless. As the years went by of being single, the more and more I drifted, and so much that I got just absolutely as far from the Lord probably then as I ever was. At that point in time, I had been single about 7 years, and I was miserable. I wanted the house with the white picket fence, and I wanted to just start growing up. At that point in time, I totally surrendered my life to the Lord and began serving in church. Saw the Lord once again restoring me, bringing me back to His love and His grace, and knowing Him more fully. And that came a lot by just serving others and being involved in fellowship and church. And at that point in time, I met a young woman. I'll never forget the evening I walked in and I saw this group of girls that I had known growing up, and there was this one, and my buddy was standing next to me as we walked in, and I said, "Hey, who's the chick in the red dress?" And it's now my wife. It was Cindy. We got married, and I became the instant father for her 3 children. We decided from day one we were going to establish our home and build our home on Jesus Christ, and to do our best to live and surrender to Him. And here I am now, a assistant pastor at Calvary Chapel, Treasure Valley. So I really believe that my testimony is much like that of the prodigal. I don't see coming to Jesus as a one-time event. I believe it's a process. At least it was for me. Jesus has saved me. He saved my life, and my desire is that all of my family would know Him, serve Him, and love Him. That's my desire for you if you're watching this as well.